Hi, I'm Kelly Trout, and gosh, I wish I was there with you in person. But as you may have heard, my first grandchild decided to be born this summer, so here I am. But thank goodness for technology, because at least I can still present this WAGR research update to you, and I hope you know how much I look forward to seeing you guys for real next time. First, I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who is already participating in the IWSA WAGR Patient Registry. As most of you know, the Patient Registry is the single most important research on WAGR syndrome that is currently going on in the world today. It is the research that's making all the other research possible. And we, the parents, the families, and the people who care about people with WAGR, are the ones who are making that happen. The patient registry, I am very proud to report, currently has 209 participants enrolled from 27 countries. I'm going to talk more about the patient registry, but before I do, I want to talk a little bit more about research in general. What is research in terms of WAGR syndrome? Does it really matter to understand what research is? Do you really need to know this? Well, obviously, I think the answer is a screaming yes. Research is what stands between our children and longer, better, healthier lives. So, yeah, research matters about as much as breathing, so we all need to understand a little bit about how it works, and it's not that hard anyway. So come on. Let's start with the basics. Basically, there are 3 types of medical research, and the first one is basic science. Then there's translational research, and then there's clinical research. Oops. I'll get it right. Basic science research involves the study of animal models, animals that have the disorder the scientist is trying to learn more about. The IWSA is part of several basic science projects involving animal models, including brain development in zebrafish. No, these zebrafish don't actually look like this, but they do have PAX6 gene mutations, and PAX6 is the gene that's involved with aniridia. Also, frogs that have been bred to have aniridia, and mice who have been bred to develop Wilms tumors that are genetically the same as the Wilms tumors that our kids with WAGR get. So studying these animal models is a good way for scientists to learn more about aniridia in WAGR, Wilms tumor in WAGR, and being involved with these scientists is a good way for the IWSA to be on top of what the scientists are learning. The second type of medical research is translational research, and this one is my personal favorite. Translational research means collecting all the information, everything you know about a disorder so far, and asking, what now? And what's next? This is the slot where the WAGR Patient Registry fits. The IWSA created the WAGR Patient Registry as a way to collect everything we know about WAGR syndrome on a dedicated, high-level, secure platform, and to use that data to help patients both right now and in the future. For example, it helps us answer your questions like, how many WAGR kids have hearing problems? or heart problems, or funny little toes, or chronic kidney disease. It also helps us to publish this data in medical journals, which gives doctors everywhere the answers to these questions too. And it helps tell them what to do about it as well. And I'll talk more about this in a minute. The data in the WAGR patient registry is also the mighty engine that drives the third type of research, which is clinical. Clinical research studies humans and focuses on coming up with quicker diagnostic tests, safer procedures, more effective drugs and treatments, and when we're lucky, preventions and even cures. The WAGR patient registry led to the very first clinical study of WAGR syndrome ever at the U.S. National Institutes of Health back in 2014. It also led to the IWSA's current partnership and ongoing work with the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. There's lots of information about these studies on the WAGR.org website. But here is the first big thing that came out of the IWSA Children's Hospital study. It's a medical journal article that describes the largest group of WAGR patients ever studied. Incredible for such an ultra-rare disorder. It proves that many of the symptoms and conditions that parents have struggled with for ages and been told, oh, that's just your child, are actually part of WAGR syndrome. And most important of all, it makes official, evidence-based recommendations to doctors about how to care for children and adults with WAGR. Finally, thanks to the parents who have enrolled their children in the WAGR patient registry so far, we have achieved some life-saving, life-altering new medical guidelines. These include lifelong screening for Wilms tumor, not just up to age 8, checking children for kidney function should begin at birth and should continue on a regular basis. So if problems develop, they can be caught early and treated promptly. Metabolic disorders, behavior issues, and neurologic conditions also require specific, intentional screening because, again, early diagnosis and treatment can make a big difference. If you haven't seen these new guidelines, there are copies of them in your WAGR Weekend folders. They're also available on the IWSA website, WAGR.org. Now, here's what I recommend for everyone. Go to the website and print out a copy of the full article. Give it to your child's doctor, or give one to every one of your child's doctors. You can also print out just the specific guidelines, like this one for Wilms tumor. This is great for when you have to prove to your doctor that it's not just you saying that the ultrasounds for Wilms tumor should continue. It's official, published, evidence-based, expert recommendation. But as you well know, we all still have a lot of work to do. We still have a lot of questions, don't we? Like the behavior problems that are being discussed at this WAGR weekend today. Most kids with WAGR syndrome have them, and there are so many different types. chronic constipation, feeding issues, sleep problems. And these are all just a few of the topics and problems that we know are big problems for our kids. How do we get answers to these questions? How do we help doctors find answers that will help our children? You guessed it. Enroll in the WAGR Patient Registry. The patient registry really is the single most important thing you can do to help your child right now and in the future. It's easy to enroll online. You can request a paper copy and have one mailed to you. Participating in the registry is free, it's private, and all the data is maintained on a secure platform. And what exactly is the registry? Well, it's a lot of questions. It's questions about your child's medical history, their development, and symptoms and features that are part of WAGR. Now, if that sounds kind of intimidating, don't worry. Every question includes the option of "I don't know" as an answer. And it's perfectly okay to click "I don't know." And also, there's plenty of help available. So if you have any trouble, Sherry, John, or Linda is right there to help you while you're here for WAGR weekend. And there will also be myself and others who can help you virtually after you get home. And a word for those of you who are already enrolled. Hang on a minute. You're not off the hook. It's very important to update your child's information every year. We want to know how they're growing and how they're getting on. Or whenever they have a new illness or a new diagnosis or they have surgery. So if you haven't visited the registry website in a long time, it's time to get busy and pop back in. Now here's what the WAGR Syndrome Patient Registry page looks like on the website. And as you can see, our little zebra friend is pointing to the button to enroll or update now. And that's it. That's all it takes to help your child right now and for years to come. And once again, thank you. Thank you to Linda and all of her friends and family who made this wonderful WAGR weekend possible. I know it's wonderful because I know Linda and everyone who's been working on it has been working for months. And thanks to all of you for coming. I know you're all having a glorious fun time and I am so jealous. So have a blast for me and please remember to take lots of pictures. Thanks. Bye.